Scott Muscutt is the Shreveport Mudbugs general manager, but that's kind of why he's here. Hey, Muskie, how are you this morning?
I'm good, my friend. How are you this morning?
The media blitz has begun. I was going to say the Mudbugs, but that is not the case. The arena that sits on the state fairgrounds, now known as George's Pond at Hirsch Coliseum, is now one of the 4 national finalists for $150,000 in renovation cash to be presented by Kraft Foods. The website is krafthockeyville.com, but there's way more. Tell us about it.
Well, it's also, to me, the best part is, well, I shouldn't say that. The best part is that George's dream and Shreveport's pride has the opportunity to win $150,000 and be recognized on a national stage, which is very cool.
Muskie, pardon me just a second, but there are a lot of folks listening who don't know about George Klucher, who don't know how he was, who he was, how the name George's Pond at Hirsch Coliseum came to be. We have time. Tell everybody that story quickly.
Well, George was a young hockey player who really was beyond his years. He was a leader at 11 years of age. He traveled around North America playing goal for different teams who asked him to go play. And to tell you how crazy his impact was, I had a lady come up to me the other day and say, "I thought George Klucher was the young boy that died." And I said, he was. And she said, "Oh, by the way, everybody's talking about him. I thought he must have been in his 40s. And that's exactly what kind of impact George had. He had a vision, not just for hockey, but for a whole city to get behind something that got behind him. And he wanted people to understand the passion and the give back that hockey gave him. George tragically passed away at 12 years of age. And when his dad called me to tell me what had happened, I told him then and told the owners then that, listen, we have got to make this kid's dream become a reality. We need to name a building George's Pond, and I think actually it was at the time it was the George Klucher Arena, but that got changed to George's Pond, and now everybody calls it the George. But he was just a young man beyond his years and had a vision that we have all brought to the forefront, and now his vision's not being shared by just people in Shreveport, but his vision was on national television Saturday in the middle of the Boston Bruins Philadelphia Flyers game.
Yeah.
And I had people from Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, British Columbia calling me up saying, "Muskie, you guys' building is on the," and it's just it's a very cool thing that one boy's dream has now become something that an entire community can rally around.
Love how you say Nova Scotia, but let me ask you this:
like a vampire? No, he doesn't talk like a vampire.
Just kidding. What you're pretend like you're not on the radio. We're just you and me are sitting out having a glass of wine. What are you going to use the $150,000 for?
Well, it's crazy because there's so many things that still need to be done. If it's you and me having a glass of wine, I'd tell you we've put a lot of lipstick on this pig, and we need to put a lot more. And that's but the reality is what was once the pig is now,
almost a stallion.
I just love it. I love this girl. I love what George's Pond has become, and we can take that $150,000 and it's so easy to upgrade locker rooms, HVAC and air. One of the things that I want to be able to do is I have a list of about 75 season ticket holders who said the minute that you can add heat to that building, I'm buying my tickets. So I want to add heat to the building. We got to take care of the humidity problem. As I said, locker rooms need to be fixed. There's concrete around here that needs to be redone. We need lights outside of the building to light up George's Pond so that you can see it as you're driving down I-20 for 15 miles. You know, those are all things that we really, really need to continue to, you know, we try to do the little things along the way to make it go, but $150,000 would really help. And in the end, the biggest part of this whole thing is hosting that NHL game. You know, that would put us again on that national stage, letting people see, man, Shreveport is hockey crazy. Shreveport is Shreveport crazy. Look what these guys have done to support this building. Look what these guys have done to support this team. Look what these guys have done to support each other. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, is the most exciting part of all.
We are very early in your media blitz, as we're going to call it. The voting is a single day. The 4 finalists, whoever gets the most votes over like a 24-hour period, tell us about the day and the website and everything we have to start gearing up for.
So the voting begins midnight, right? Midnight of the 12th or 12:01 Thursday morning or Friday morning. I'm sorry, the 13th, and it goes until noon on Saturday. And at 3:00 during the hockey game, they're going to announce who the winner is. So vote all day Friday, vote Saturday until noon. We're going to have some very special guests who are going to be encouraging you to vote. Some nationally recognized celebrities are going to be telling you to vote for George's Pond. We're excited about that.
Who? Can you give us a hint?
I can give you a little bit of a hint, but I don't want to spoil it. So I'm like you guys always do to me. I'm going to tease you and tell you that there's some very big names and some very big programs who understand what George wanted for the city of Shreveport, and they're going to step up and speak up on his behalf as it pertains to Kraft Hockeyville. We want this thing.